And regional Queensland is where Annastacia Palaszczuk joins us from tonight. Thanks for your time, Premier. How confident are you of getting the majority you want?
Well, Jess, we know it's going to be tough because Tim Nicholls wants to do a deal with One Nation, and it's like climbing Mount Everest all over again. But I'm up for the fight because I honestly believe that we've done so much for Queenslanders over the last 3 years, and there's so much more to do. Together we've created over 122,500 jobs. We have record exports at $69 billion. We've been restoring the frontline services of health and education that Tim Nicholls, as Campbell Newman's right-hand man, cut. And I am determined, I am absolutely determined to ensure that Queensland stays united. I don't want to see a Queensland divided.
How are you going to counter the LNP's accusations, though, that your government hasn't done enough this term to deserve another 3 years?
I think you only have to look back to the days of Campbell Newman and Tim Nicholls, the fights that people had to endure, the cutting, the sacking and the selling that happened under Tim Nicholls' watch. Well, that's not the kind of Queensland that I want. I want to work with people. We need the doctors and the nurses and the teachers and the teacher aides and the cleaners right across our state. This is about service delivery. I've just announced 400 new police officers over the next term of my government if we are re-elected. We want to make sure that we deliver the services that communities across our great state need. And we cannot do that if we are divided. We've got the Commonwealth Games here next year. How can we present a disunited front to the rest of the world? That's why I'm asking Queenslanders to place their trust back in me so I can get on the job of delivering for families right across our state.
Premier, thank you.
Thanks, Jess.
Now to LNP leader Tim Nicholls, who's in Brisbane tonight. Mr Nicholls, as we've just heard, Labor's going to keep reminding voters about your time as Campbell Newman's treasurer. How do you convince voters you're different now?
Well, Jess, make no mistake about it. We are going to see the mother of all fear campaigns raised by Annastacia Palaszczuk and Labor. We'll see smear, we'll see innuendo, we'll see lies, we'll see claims being made. And Jess, what that really tells you is that this Labor government has no record of its own that it wants to run on. Its only record is 70% increases in wholesale power prices. Its only record is cutting $3 billion from infrastructure spending. And its only record is 3 years of being propped up by people like Rick Williams and others as it has stumbled from chaos to chaos. So, look, that's what Labor will do. I want to run a campaign about hope, about optimism and about opportunities for Queenslanders so that we can build a better Queensland for all of us.
How much damage will the dramas at a federal level do to your campaign here in Queensland?
Jess, I think Queenslanders know that this campaign is about Queensland issues. It's about who has been listening, who has been planning and who can act to build a better Queensland. And that's what my team and I have been doing over the last 18 months. We've got a dedicated plan, a regional plan for regional Queensland, local solutions to local problems, not a one-size-fits-all George Street centred solution, which is what we've seen out of Labor. So I think Queenslanders are smart enough to know that this is a Queensland election. The LNP doesn't take its writing orders from Canberra. We're not beholden to the union movement like the ALP is, and we're certainly not beholden to big business.
Mr Nicholls, appreciate your time tonight too.
Pleasure. Thank you, Jess.